You've been told that if you want money badly enough and believe hard enough, the universe will hand it to you. That's not wrong. That's half a sentence. And the missing half is the exact reason most people try the law of attraction for 6 weeks, see nothing, and quietly decide they're the broken one. They weren't broken. They were running a 5-part machine with 2 parts installed. In the next 9 minutes, I'm going to show you all 5. The same mechanism Napoleon Hill wrote about 100 years ago, that neuroscience now explains with a much less romantic vocabulary. And by the end, you'll know which part you've been missing. Most people guess wrong. First, let's clear something out of the way, because it poisons this entire subject. Your bank balance is not a moral report card. Poverty is not proof of a low vibration. Anyone who tells a struggling person that their suffering is their own frequency is selling cruelty with incense on it. That's not this channel. Here's the honest frame. Manifestation doesn't change the universe. It changes the person. What they notice, what they believe is possible, what they dare to ask for, and what they actually do on a Tuesday afternoon. And a changed person produces changed results. That's not less magical. In some ways, it's more, because it's repeatable. So here's the equation. Write it down. Clarity times belief times elevated emotion times aligned. Action times consistency. Multiplication, not addition. Which means if any single one of those is 0, the whole thing is 0. That's why I've been visualizing for months and nothing's happened is almost never a mystery. It's arithmetic. Clarity. Part 1. Clarity. I want more money is not a goal. It's a mood. And the mind cannot aim at a mood. Ask 100 people what they want financially. 95 will say more. More than what? By when? For what purpose? The mind that doesn't know the target has nothing to organize itself around. So it organizes around worry instead. Because worry is at least specific. Napoleon Hill called the fix a definite chief aim. In the older Indian tradition, it's called a sankalpa, a vow with a date on it. Same instrument 3,000 years apart. It has 3 pieces. The exact amount, not a lot. A number, the date you intend to hold it by, and the part almost everyone deletes. What you will give in exchange. Hill was blunt about this. Money is not summoned. It is traded for. Value out, money in. So the sentence looks like this. By the 31st of December, I am holding 6 lakh rupees earned by serving 40 clients through my design work, and I am grateful. 1 sentence. Amount, date, channel, gratitude. Say it out loud every morning, not because the words are magic, because a mind given a specific target starts filtering the world for it. Belief. Part 2. And this is the one that quietly kills most people's results. Belief.
Bob Proctor described the self-image as a thermostat. Set a room's thermostat to 18 degrees, and it doesn't matter how much sunlight pours in, the system will work silently and efficiently to cool the room back to 18. Your income does exactly this. Ever noticed how people who win large sums are often back where they started within a few years? The room returned to its setting.
Here's how you find your settings. Stand up right now and say out loud, I am a millionaire. Did something in your chest tighten? Did a voice in the back of your head say, yeah, right? That flinch is data. That's the thermostat. And here's where nearly everyone makes the mistake. They shout the affirmation louder. But you cannot bully a subconscious. It rejects what it does not accept. And every rejected affirmation teaches your mind that the goal is a lie. The fix is the believability ladder. You step down until the sentence stops flinching. I am a millionaire, rejected. I am becoming someone who handles large money well, mild. I am open to earning more than I ever have, accepted. Every week I find one more way money reaches me, accepted and true. A believed bridge beats a rejected boast, every single time. Start where your body says yes. The ladder moves up on its own as evidence accumulates, and it will. If this is already rearranging something for you, subscribe to The Wealthy Monk. This is the channel where we do the inner work without abandoning our common sense. Elevated emotion. Part 3. Elevated emotion. Visualization without feeling is a screensaver. The image does nothing. The emotion is what tells the nervous system, this is real, adjust to it. 5 minutes every morning. Choose one scene. Not the money, but the moment after. Opening the account and seeing the number. Handing over the keys. Telling the one person whose face you most want to see. See it in first person, through your own eyes. Never watching yourself like a film. Bring in all 5 senses. The screen's brightness. The sound of the notification. The chair under you. The chai in your hand. And then hold the feeling, relief, gratitude, quiet joy for 60 to 90 seconds. That hold is the entire exercise. Everything before it is set up. Close with 4 words. Thank you. It is done. Same scene every day for 30 days. Repetition carves the groove. And at night, as you're drifting off, that drowsy state where the door to the subconscious sits open, Neville Goddard's instruction was simple. Fall asleep inside the scene. Not wanting it. Having it. The midpoint turn. Now, the missing half I promised you at the start. Aligned action. Here it is plainly. Money does not materialize in a drawer. It arrives through channels. A sale, a salary, a client, a piece of content, an asset. Every rupee that has ever reached you came through a door that was already open. Visualization doesn't create the door. It makes you walk through the ones you're standing next to and can't currently see. Because that's the real mechanism, and it's not mystical. It's your attention filter. Your brain discards the overwhelming majority of what reaches your senses. What survives the cut is what you've told it matters. Prime it for a specific goal, and opportunities that were always in the room become visible for the first time. Ask anyone who bought a red car and then saw red cars everywhere. The cars didn't multiply. The filter changed. But a filter tuned to opportunity is useless if you don't move. So here is the bridge. Every single week, 5 verbs. Ask. 1 pitch, 1 follow-up, 1 price raised. Offer. 1 product, service, or piece of work published. Create. 1 asset that can earn without you present. Learn. 1 skill that lifts your market value. Connect. 1 person who can buy, refer, or open a door. 5 moves. That's it. Do that for 90 days alongside the inner work and tell me nothing happens. The Gita settled this argument long before self-help existed. Your right is to the action, not to the fruit. Act completely. Release the anxiety about the harvest. That detachment every teacher describes isn't passivity. It's what allows you to work without desperation. And desperation, practically speaking, repels. Desperate people negotiate badly, undercharge, and chase. Calm people ask bigger and are easier to say yes to. Consistency. Part 5. The unglamorous one. Consistency. A paradigm you've carried since childhood does not dissolve in a weekend workshop. 30 to 90 days of daily practice. That's the honest number. And to survive that stretch, keep an evidence journal. Every night, 3 lines. 3 signs of abundance you notice that day. A discount, a referral, an unexpected message, a compliment on your work. It feels trivial. It isn't. You are training the filter deliberately. And you're accumulating proof, which is the only thing that ever genuinely moves the thermostat. Belief doesn't grow from repeating sentences. It grows from evidence. So, 5 parts. Clarity. So the mind has a target. Belief. Set at a level your body accepts. Elevated emotion. Held for 90 seconds a day. Aligned action. 5 verbs a week. And consistency. Long enough for the groove to form. Now be honest with yourself for a second. Which one is your 0? For most people watching this, it's number 4. They've been doing the beautiful quiet half and skipping the part with sweat on it. Start tomorrow morning. Write your 1 sentence. Sit for 5 minutes. Then make 1 ask before noon. That's the whole practice on day 1. And I'll say this because too few people in this space will. This practice complements how you handle your money. It never replaces it. Pay your bills. Read your contracts. Don't spend money you don't have to act as if. Wealth is built by a person who is both awake and practical. That's what a wealthy monk actually is. If this gave you something real, subscribe to The Wealthy Monk. One video a week on building wealth without losing your peace. Ring the bell because the next one goes deeper than this. And tell me in the comments which of the 5 was your 0. I read every one. If you want the exact 30-day version of this, the morning ritual, the scripting method, and the nightly protocol laid out day by day, that video is right here. I'll see you in it.